Welcome to Femora. Don't forget to subscribe for more shocking family drama and jaw-dropping stories.
The backyard was full of smiles, but I could feel the poison in the air, especially when my uncle said, "You'll never make it without us." I was done asking for permission. The grill hissed and popped. Smoke curled under the string lights in my uncle's backyard. Everyone held cold drinks and warmer opinions. Tariq raised his glass and smiled like a judge. "Some people," he said, eyes locked on me, "just don't have it." Laughter rolled over the picnic tables. I felt the heat climb my neck. My mother, Sana, squeezed my wrist under the table. "Don't," she whispered. My father, Majid, kept his eyes on his plate like the rice needed his full attention. I tried to laugh. "Who are we roasting?" I asked. "You," Tariq said. He tilted his chin at me. "You'll never amount to anything without family help. Sit down and learn." I stood anyway. My legs shook. "Watch me," he smirked. "Sit." I didn't. I walked to the fence and stared at the neighbor's dark garden until the noise behind me turned into a single dull hum. I pulled out my phone and texted Nadia. "I'm done asking for approval." She replied fast, then billed. "I'll help." Midnight call? I sent one more message to Arif, my old mentor. "I need guidance and a small seed." "I have a plan," he wrote back, "tomorrow." Bring a plan, not excuses. When I got home, my apartment smelled like coffee and burned toast. I opened my laptop and stared at my prototype, a workflow app that could shave hours off small factory operations. A quiet tool, no glory, just clean time. "You said I'm nothing," I told the empty room. "I'll make nothing into work." I coded until my eyes burned. I didn't sleep. Rage kept me awake, but resolve carried me into morning. For 6 months, I lived inside coffee and code. Nadia tore my drafts to pieces and taped my voice back together. "Again," she said during pitch practice. Less apology. More truth. Arif grilled me on numbers. "You want money? Teach me your costs while I'm half asleep." I learned to speak in clean lines. Minutes saved, errors reduced, dollars freed. We named the tool AtlasBridge because it lifted heavy things no one wanted to hold. We placed a beta at a mid-sized plant. In 4 weeks, downtime dropped. Efficiency jumped 18%. The floor supervisor called me at 6 a.m. and said, "I got home in time for dinner with my kids." "Don't you dare take this away," word spread. Layla, an angel investor, led a $600,000 round. "You're boring in all the right ways," she said. "I like boring money. I put in everything I had, savings, pride, sleep. When the checks wired, I bought new servers, not shoes." One night, my cousin Omar called from an empty stairwell at Tariq Industrial Logistics, TIL, my uncle's kingdom. His voice was thin. "He's bleeding cash," Omar said. "Missed a covenant on the loan. Vendors are waiting." "Don't tell him I told you." "Why help me?" I asked. "Because the way he talks to you," Omar said, "is the way he talks to everyone." I wrote down numbers as he whispered them. After the call, I stared at the notes. My hands trembled, not from fear, but from focus. I saved the file as receipts PDF and said to the screen, "Receipts first. Revenge later." Omar slipped me copies of creditor notices. Arif taught me how to look at them without flinching. "Debt with pride is tinder," he said. "You need only one spark." Nadia built a data room, metrics from our beta, letters from floor managers, our deployment plan. Layla introduced me to Ms. Rao, the bank officer holding Till's leash. We sat in a glass room that felt colder than winter. Ms. Rao flipped through my binder. Page by page, face unreadable. "You want to purchase a controlling interest in Till?" she said. "What's your stabilizing plan?" "Deploy AtlasBridge across 3 core sites in 7 days," I said. "Cut downtime. Freeze non-essential spend. Replace falsified KPIs with real numbers." "You'll need to retire urgent debt," she said. $1.2 million to clean the note and take control. My stomach flipped. My hands didn't shake. "We can clear it with a syndicate," I said. "Layla's follow-on." "My savings." "A short bridge from RF. Vendor credit lines secured by software rollout." Ms. Rao set down the binder. A long second passed. "If the lender twitches," she said, "you'll get a call. Be ready to wire within 2 hours." At 5:40 a.m., 3 days later, my phone vibrated on the nightstand. Bank called the note. I sat up as if the bed had burned me. Within minutes, Layla, Arif, and I were on a call. "Move," Layla said. No hero speeches. Wires first. 2 hours later, the final confirmation came in. I stood in my kitchen in socks watching the last zeros land in place. In the dark window, my reflection looked startled and steady at the same time. You wanted proof, Uncle? I told the glass. Here it is. We arrived at Till headquarters just before noon. Me, Nadia, Layla, and Ms. Rao. The lobby smelled like lemon polish and fear. Tariq stepped out of the elevator, laughter already loaded in his mouth. He stopped when he saw the bank officer. Then he saw me. The laughter stayed stuck in his teeth. Tourist in a suit, he said. Here to take selfies? Ms. Rao's voice cut clean. Till's note has been called. The debt has been retired in full by the purchasing syndicate. Transfer documents are ready. The company lawyer set a metal stamp on the conference table. The receptionist carried in a new nameplate and slid it into the slot on the glass door. CEO. My name. Tariq's face turned the color of old bricks. You? He spat. You think you can run what I built? I placed a folder on the table and opened it to the first page. Termination with cause, I said. Vendor kickbacks. Nepotism hires. Falsified KPIs. All documented. Omar, I stopped myself. I would not drag him in. Witnesses named. Omar stood by the door, eyes on his shoes. His jaw worked like he was chewing on a nail. You can't fire family, Tariq said. His voice cracked on family. You fired me at that barbecue, I said softly. Today, I make it official. He lurched, then brought a hand to the table to steady himself. The room held its breath. I nodded to security. They stepped closer, gentle but present. Tariq stared at me with a hate so bright it looked almost like grief. You were always nothing. I was quiet, I said. There's a difference. He looked around the floor. People pretended to be busy, but their eyes were on us. They were waiting to see if the old rules still ruled. I slid the signed payoff receipt toward him. The number sat there like a small sun. Bond $200,000. He flinched. Pack your desk, I said. Leave your badge. The words felt like steel in my mouth. Heavy, simple, final. He didn't collapse to the ground. He didn't scream. He just sat down hard, as if the chair were the only promise left that would keep him from falling. When security walked him toward the elevator, he didn't look back. The doors closed, and with them, the noise that had lived in this building for years. I stood in the quiet and let my heart beat slow. I didn't feel joy. I felt room. I met every team that week, offices, warehouse, loading docks. I learned names. I asked what was broken. People talked fast, as if the truth might run away if they didn't catch it. No more fear, I said at each meeting. No more fake numbers. If you tell the truth, you stay. If you hide, you go. We deployed AtlasBridge to 3 sites in 7 days. Uptime rose 16%. Errors fell. A line supervisor named Dean walked me through a process at midnight and said, I thought I'd spend the rest of my career lying to spreadsheets. I rehired 2 veterans Tariq had pushed out. Mrs. Khalid, a quality lead with sharp eyes, returned to her old desk like a queen reclaiming a small throne. You're late, she scolded me, and then almost smiled. But you came. Friday, I stood by the clock-in station with a box of cheap coffees. As the team tapped badges, I said thank you by name. Not a speech. Just names. Mom visited the new office and cried into a stack of onboarding forms. You look taller, she said. Dad hugged me so hard my ribs complained. You did it without becoming him, he whispered. Tariq's lawyer sent a bitter letter. Nadia replied with a single sheet of facts. After that, silence. At the end of the first month, the books closed in the black. The number wasn't huge. It wasn't meant to be. It was honest. It was ours. I walked the floor after midnight. Machines slept. Conveyors held a little warmth, like dogs resting after a long run. I touched the metal and felt it hum under my fingers. I called Nadia. We survived, I said. No, she said, laughing, tired. You led. I hung up and stood by the big window that looked over the city. Streetlights blinked in quiet rows. Somewhere under one of those lights, a backyard held cold drinks and warmer opinions. Someone was telling someone else to sit down and learn. I closed my eyes and saw the barbecue again. The glass raised. The laughter lighting dry grass. I saw my hand on the fence, steady now. I saw the payoff receipt on the table. I saw security walking a red-faced man toward a door. You told me I was nothing, I said to the night. I made nothing into a company. My phone buzzed. A message from Omar, I'm sorry. Thank you for not naming me. The floor feels different. Do good work, I typed back. That's the point. Another from Layla. Boring money looks good on you. From Arif. You brought a plan, not excuses. Keep doing that. From Mom, I made biryani. Bring some home for your team, I laughed. The sound surprised me. It didn't feel sharp. It felt like air. On my desk lay the new nameplate the receptionist had printed early, as if she hoped the world could change faster than paper. CEO Anna Kim, I turned it face down. Titles weren't the point. Work was. Before I left, I wrote 3 words on a yellow sticky note and stuck it to the inside of the glass door where only I could see. Receipts. Not speeches. I switched off the lights and walked into the cool hallway. The door clicked shut behind me. One clean sound like a line drawn with a ruler. Justice didn't roar. It moved forward, steady as a conveyor, carrying honest work to the place it was always meant to go. Do you think I went too far buying the company just to fire him, or was that justice?
Comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more family drama stories. See you in the next video.